Today's question is, I'm 24 years old, but I don't feel aroused by anyone. Why? Well, that's a very good question, but I think it has a very simple answer. It's because you don't know what you're missing. You haven't experienced female arousal. So how can you know what you're missing? Well, here is a little secret about female arousal that no one ever tells you until it's too late. Okay? There are 3 things that turn a woman on: hormones, energy, and desire. And if any of these 3 things are out of whack, then the entire thing doesn't work. Let's break this down just a little bit. Hormones. Your hormones are incredibly important. If your hormones aren't in balance, if you're suffering from something like PCOS or thyroid issues, for example, or menopause, or maybe even perimenopause, then this is going to have an effect on your libido. This is going to have an effect on your sex drive. But there are also other hormones in the body that are triggered by certain thoughts and emotions. For example, cortisol is a stress hormone. And so if you're constantly thinking stressful thoughts, constantly feeling stressed, anxious, overwhelmed, tense, that kind of thing, then this is going to affect your arousal, because there's this kind of domino effect with hormones. One affects the other. Oxytocin is another hormone that plays a big part in arousal. That's the bonding hormone. It's released when you feel connected to someone, when you trust someone, when you feel safe. And so if you're not feeling connected, you're not feeling safe, you're not feeling emotionally bonded with your partner, then again, this can affect your arousal. The second thing that turns a woman on is her energy. Now, I'm not talking about the energy that she feels inside. I'm talking about the energy that she feels from her partner. When a man walks into a room, does he carry himself with confidence? Does he walk with purpose? Is he grounded? Is he centered? Or is he slumped over? Is he dragging his feet? Is he looking at the floor? Because women pick up on this stuff, right? As a woman, I would never admit this, but we do pick up on this stuff. We can sense a man's energy from a mile away. If his energy is off, we know not to mess with him. And actually, that's probably a good thing, right? You don't want to mess with a man whose energy is off. He's probably not going to be able to perform at his best anyway. But this is why it's so important for men to take care of themselves, to make sure they're eating right, to make sure they're exercising, getting all the movement they need, because this is going to affect their energy. This is going to affect how they feel physically, mentally, emotionally, and this is going to carry over into the bedroom. And finally, the third thing that turns a woman on is desire. Now remember what I said in the beginning, that if any of these 3 things are out of whack, then the whole thing doesn't work. Well, desire is no different. If a woman doesn't desire sex, if she doesn't want it, then nothing is going to turn her on. It doesn't matter how great your energy is. It doesn't matter how amazing your hormones are. If she doesn't want it, she's not going to be aroused by it. What do you do if you're in this situation? Well, the first thing I recommend doing is getting your hormones checked. Go to the doctor, get your testosterone checked, get your estrogen, progesterone, and cortisol levels checked. Get all of that checked so that you have a baseline, so that you know where you're at. From there, you can start to make changes based on the results that you get back. As far as your energy goes, take a look at what you're doing on a daily basis. Are you taking care of yourself? Are you eating healthy foods? Are you getting regular exercise? Are you getting enough sleep? Because all of these things are going to affect your energy. And lastly, take a look at your desire. Why don't you desire sex? Is it because you haven't experienced it before? Is it because you've had bad experiences in the past? Is it because you're anxious or stressed? Take a look at why you don't want sex, and then work on changing that. I know this might sound like a lot of work, but the payoff is huge. When you're able to experience female arousal, it is one of the most amazing things that can happen to a man. So I hope this helps. I really hope it does. And I hope you were able to experience female arousal, because it truly is one of the best things in life. Have you ever experienced female arousal? What was that like for you? Go ahead and leave your comments below. I'd love to hear your thoughts. And if you've never experienced this before, I really encourage you to watch my other videos on this topic. And until next time, thanks for watching, and I hope you're able to experience female arousal soon.